Hi everyone! Today I want to share a die set with you that I missed the first time it was in the catalog. It's from the new annual catalog, and oftentimes as I go through the catalog I look at the images and the card samples with stamps, and I get to the very end and I think I've seen everything. But often I'm realizing more and more, I think I started noticing this last year, there are additional things that I feel like this is the index, so I feel like I would have seen everything in here. But there are additional dies and embossing folders that may not have gone with a stamp set, and I often miss them. And so I thought I would take a moment to point that out to you because maybe you missed them too. And I knew this because this happened to me last year, so I even looked again this year to make sure I didn't miss anything, and yet I still missed something. And I think it's because it looked similar to something else, and so my mind just assumed that it was the same, and it wasn't. And I got a swap. Something that a lot of demonstrators do is we participate in card swaps where we have a theme and we mail cards back and forth. And we had a theme, I think it was Get Well Sympathy or something like that, and I got a card from somebody, and we're supposed to use Stampin' Up! Products because we're all demonstrators and maybe we want to use these cards in our classes. So I thought, what is Pat doing using a non-Stampin' Up! Die? And it was a pretty card, and I thought, well, that's okay, I'll use it, for something else. I just won't put it up on the bulletin board. And so I thought, that was odd that she did that because she doesn't normally do that. But then I thought, well, why would she do that? And like, maybe I just missed something. So I went back and looked again, and sure enough, Pat was completely right. This is a Stampin' Up! Die. Sorry about that, Pat. Luckily, I didn't say anything to her. I am now if she's listening. But anyway, it was a pretty card, and I liked it, and I thought, where is this die from? And I found it in the index area, and it's way at the back because... And what I thought it was this one. I think when I saw this, Love for You, because it's words, that I assumed that this one was one I'd seen before, but it wasn't. It's got this little pink N next to it. So now, when you get your annual catalog, kind of look for these little N's, and you will find this one, Wanted to Say, in the W's, right at the end. And so this is a fun one, and I really liked it, so I decided I would show it to you. And I brought it to, here's another one. I brought it to Card Buffet. We made a card at Card Buffet, and it's the easiest card in the world. But I'm going to show it to you anyway, just because it's so easy, and this die set is so versatile. So I'm going to get out one of the Card Buffet kits. Here it is. Oh, hair tie. Okay. And we're going to make this card real quick. So one of my favorite colors that just returned is Pretty Peacock. I love this color, so I was really happy that it came back. And then we've got this gorgeous paper, which is a thing called Gorgeously Made. And then I'm using a piece of vellum, and this is patterned vellum. It's dotted, and I forget what it's called. Maybe it's just called patterned vellum. I gotta find it. Masterfully Made is this, and Vellum Basics, and it's got a stripe, a polka dot, and then like a leaf. It's really pretty. Masterfully Made is this designer series paper, and it's all just kind of collage-y looking and really fun, and I like to do collage, so this, to me, this Masterfully Made really spoke to me. So we're gonna layer them, and putting this vellum on top of a dark sheet really does bring out these little dots, so that's really fun. And then here it is, and I wanted to show you how to line up these letters easily and give you some tips for it. So like I said, this card comes together so simply, so I thought maybe I'd make this one, and then maybe I would use a couple more card kits from old buffets. I always have like little card kits laying around, and I will use that to add a little more to the video, just because this is so easy. Okay, so I'm using this set here. It came in the same suite with the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, and it's this called Gorgeously Made. And do you remember, some of you may, Gorgeous Grunge? It was a background only stamp set. This kind of has that feel in that it's got these kind of grungy background images. This one is really fun. This was made by using a spiral bound notebook and a piece of paper and like doing a rubbing. And the person who designed this was telling us that. So this is a rubbing of spiral bound notebook spine. Isn't that fun? And then this little bit here and some little accents. So anyway, that's what it reminds me of, is Gorgeous Grunge. And we're just gonna take Pretty Peacock and stamp a couple backgrounds. And these are words. I don't know if it matters to you if the letters are upside down or right side up, but I'm just gonna add a few in the peacock, kind of in the background. Normally I would fold that so that it doesn't go on the back, but that's okay. And then this is going to get stuck down. And I have a little trick for my vellum, so hold on one second and we'll get to that. I'm going to put this down almost in the middle, but I like to go slightly lower than middle. So that is the base of the card. And then let's work on those dies. Okay, so I showed you in the book, but I don't think I showed you the actual dies. Here they are. Okay, they're called Wanted to Say, and you get 2 sheets. And why you have 2 sheets is because you have words and then backgrounds of words. And that's kind of nice because then you can layer them. And you don't always have to layer them. Sometimes you can do just the words, but sometimes it's fun to have extra layers. And sometimes it actually helps to make the words pop off of a busy background. So we have kind of a busy background going. So I'm going to use the outline of the words and the thin words. And then after I make this card, I thought, you know, maybe I'll grab some older card kits that I have laying around and make up some in maybe a birthday or one of these others. So what these others say is "You're too kind," and then you've got the background for that one. These are nice sizes too for scrapbooks because "Happy Birthday" would be nice in a scrapbook page, and then you've got the outline. And then this one, "Celebrate," would be great. Scrapbook also, graduation, wedding, lots of reasons to celebrate, right? And then they've added just a few things here, like here's a flower, and here's a stem, and you've got stars, which go great with celebrate. Hearts could be celebrate for gift. And then you've got, this is a package. You can see like the ribbon on here, and here's a bow that you can add to the package. So these are just little add-on things that they put in here. And it's just a really great little die set. Okay. Now, when you're cutting out these dies, there's a product in the catalog called adhesive sheets. They no longer say Sizzix on it. We used to have a partnership with, I say we, but I mean Stampin' Up. We used to have a partnership with Sizzix, and so a lot of the products were made by them, but these are not. And the new ones, I'm trying to use up my old ones. I keep thinking I've used them up, and then I find more. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna peel the backing off and just attach this to your cardstock. And I should have cut it to size because now I've got this sticky part over here, and I don't want that because that will stick onto my plate, so I'm going to cut that off. Okay. So basically now what I've made is a sticker. So when I cut this out, it's already going to have a sticker backing. I'm going to try to go to the side so maybe I can use this area here also. Okay, and then this one I'm going to cut out in white. I don't feel that this one needs a sticker because it is a larger area. So here, let's cut these out and you'll see what they look like. Okay, so now I've got my pretty peacock and my white, and we're going to layer them up. So now I feel that having these as a sticker is so helpful because it's really hard to get glue in these little areas. So you want to pop out the areas in between the O's and the centers of the E's. Make sure you've got all that gone. Okay, and then you can take a pin, or maybe you have a take your pick tool, and peel off a corner. And then you're just going to peel away. Kind of carefully, you don't want to tear. These are such fine little cutouts, which makes them really fun, but also delicate. And when you're doing this, you might misshape them a little bit because you're sticking to them, so keep that in mind. Okay. So then you're going to go ahead and attach it to your base. So I would do this kind of start at the top or the bottom and work your way up, because you don't want to accidentally have misshapen it, like when you're peeling that backing off. You want it to fit the whole way up in the right spots. There. So that is super simple. Now this is easier to get glue on. So I've got that all set up, and I'm going to go ahead and lay that on my vellum. And now the reason why I didn't put the vellum down first is because vellum is also see-through, and I want to make sure, here, I'll show you my little trick here. So let's attach this. First things first, we're going to go ahead and add our letter dies, our sentiment, and I'm going to center that. Okay, and now I want to add this to my card without glue showing through. So how you do that is you're going to glue under the words. So that's why you don't want to put that vellum down first. You want to do this. There. And you can use dimensionals behind there too if you want to pop it up a little bit. You can put the small mini dimensionals kind of like selectively behind certain areas. And I feel that's good. And then there are peacock sequins, amazingly. Here's the open pack. I love this. So these are now called, what are they? Adhesive Back Sequin Trio. And then these are called pastel sequins. So we're going to use this one and add some peacock sequins. Can't resist those. And there's two sizes, so I like to get a big and a little, and then maybe another big at the bottom. There. Doesn't that come together fast? And you can put a piece of basic white on the inside with maybe a little bit of masterfully made designer series paper as well. So super fast. This came together amazingly fast. I mean, I talked a little bit, but we would have been done quickly if I hadn't. Anyway, really cute. And I think you can put a bunch of those cards together with these sentiments so easily. So I'm going to grab a couple. What did I grab? I may regret this grab, but let's see. This is an older, so like I said, I was going to grab some card kits from, sometimes I have one left over or two left over from a card buffet, and that's what this is. Little pieces from a card buffet. So I honestly don't remember, this probably went down here, what was going on with these. So we're just going to play. I forget. Probably if I look back at some old blog posts, I can figure out what this layout was. Like, I don't think I would have covered up all of that. And I would not have put these butterflies upside down. So let's see. What would I have done here? Something like that. I bet I did this. I bet I did. Okay, it's coming back to me. So this paper is retired, but you can find some fun patterns. And I love using scrap. I already forgot what I did. I love using up my scraps. So this is something, I bet you have a lot of scraps. And you can just kind of layer your designer series paper. Some solid cardstock kind of ties it all together. All right, this is going to be a background layer. Let's see what letters will fit there. Maybe happy birthday? Will that fit on there? It will. Okay. Or what else? Or what's the other one? You're too kind. Where did you go? That might be a little wide. Actually, they all fit. Okay, what am I gonna put there? I think I'm gonna go with happy birthday. Okay, so what I think I'll do is, let's do a fun color layer. So is that all put down? No. All right. I'm gonna do the skinny letters in this blue, which I think is probably Starry Sky. Maybe it's navy. And then this is probably Parakeet Party. So let me grab some paper. Okay, so I think, what color do I want on top? Do I want blue on top of green? Green on top of blue. Choices. Okay, here's that sticker paper again. So I'm gonna go here and cut myself a little piece. And even though the new paper doesn't say Sizzix on the back anymore, it works just the same. You're gonna, oops, I cut through two. Huh. I'm gonna peel it, stick it down. Now you've got this sticky sheet. Make sure I'm doing the detail one, yep. And now I have happy birthday that's already got adhesive on it. There are also foam sheets. They're like maybe 4 by 4 inch square foam sheets. And I don't know that they would work great on these detail dies, but you can use them on the thicker ones, this background happy, and they would turn them into like dimensional, pre-dimensional background pieces. I bought those and I haven't yet used them. I always feel like I can use the dimensionals and I want to save them. I'm kind of being precious with them. I should just use it. That's why I bought it, right? Okay. There. So now I've got my happy birthday. I can put that right there. It's a really loud, bright card. You know, if I still had the stamp set that went with this paper, there were little butterflies. I could put like a little butterfly on there. All right, let's glue this down. All right, I'm thinking maybe I went a little wild with this one, but still fun. Okay, and you can add some gems and rhinestones to that too. I think this was in the little kit along with this, probably to go like something like that. So let's attach that. And I think you get the idea. So I really hope that you'll take a look at the wish you well, or let me make sure. Nope, wanted to say dies. I think they're super fun, and I completely would have missed them. Also, while you're checking out dies, a couple others that are only in the back. I mean, they do show them throughout the catalog, like it'll say see them in action on page such and such, but because they're not part of a product on that page, I just didn't notice them. So let me see what it says. Page 35. See them in action on page 35. And here they are. Feel better soon. Here's that celebrate without the background there. So you can see that they do use them. I just missed it because it was on the page with this, and I thought the main focus was on, you know, the die cut machines, and I figured that all this stuff was things that I saw throughout the catalog, and they were not. So look for those little ends. If you're online and you don't see those little ends, you can still see a new product. If you go into the die section in the online store and just look through, you'll see which ones are new. And here, there's a few. Patchwork dies, Paper Florist, Nested Essentials. This one I did notice right off the bat, and I got it because it's got all these. There's 12 altogether, 4 of each size, and super great for labels. I've used this countless times. And I love this patchwork one. Paper Florist, I've been getting a lot of use out of that one. I didn't get this one yet, Petal Patterns. And so anyway, take a look at these. They're really fun. Here's one I missed a couple years ago, Dots and Spots. This one is doilies. And again, it's not mixed in as a stamp set, but it says see it in action on 97. And so that's kind of on my radar for another time. And it says see it in action, and it's really hard to see it in action because it's used as a background right here, and it's up in this corner. But I think those doilies are super great, so I really feel like people are going to miss them, and I don't want you to miss them because they're awesome. Anyway, take a look at the doily section. Here's a nice background. Border Basics. It's not new because it doesn't have an N. This has been around for a while. And that one doesn't have a coordinating stamp set, but this is an awesome one. I love it, and I use that all the time. And anyway, take a look at your die section and really scrutinize all those little things, and take a look for the, I love this, Feel Better Soon. How simple was that? And really pretty. Thanks for watching. Bye.